Hi, I'm Crystal. I'm codependent. I feel like I'm stepping foot into CoDA for the first time. Maybe it's the room. Maybe it's just all unfamiliar. I don't know. But it feels like my life is unmanageable again. And I am coming to realize that I don't have control over any of this. So I need to probably stop what I do. But I do what I do, and I obviously haven't learned that lesson. My husband is trying so very hard for me to convince me that I can move back in with him. My lease is up. I have to be out by the end of February, and I'm kind of freaking out because my options are very limited with the prices of rent and what I make per paycheck. And I either can move in with my alcoholic mother, or I can move in with my jealous, controlling, possessive husband. So either way, my codependency will be challenged. And I've committed to the idea of moving in with my mom, and I told her that I don't think it's okay for me to move in for free. So I was willing to offer her some sort of rent compensation because I don't want her holding that over my head that she helped me and all that. So we settled on a price, which is really steep for me, but I'd rather do that than take a freebie from my mom. And yet my husband still tries to get me to move back in, and he's saying all the right things and doing all the right things and behaving all the right things. But then once in a while, it's almost like, my analogy is like the weeds that grow up through the yard. Just because you shave them down or cut them off, weed eater, that doesn't mean they're gone. I mean, if you're not pulling the weeds up from the root, if you're not actually getting in there and figuring out why the weeds are there to begin with. My husband's got so many insecurities that he's not dealing with and not getting help for, that he can behave good all he wants. That doesn't mean I'll be safe at his house when he gets triggered or feels threatened or when he feels like he can't control me. And so what do? I try to believe in him, and I see the good in him, and I'm in denial about how bad things really are. And I listened to the hook thing from last week's meeting, and I shared it to so many people, and they were like, yes, that's great. Good for you for recognizing your own hooks and recognizing the hooks in others, and try to just stay safe and keep your boundaries. And I shared it with my husband, and he had no clue on what that meant. And he has completely clueless. And I don't think he is deliberately manipulative. I think he really is clueless and doesn't want to be clued in. And what do? I try talking to him. I try cluing him in. I try getting him help. I try teaching him, and I need to stop doing that. Today, I was so gung-ho, invited him to lunch at work, and he comes, he sits down, and I had folded paper, Post-it notes. Like, I was teaching him. This is my concept. I invented this. This is the triad of intimacy. Everybody knows about physical intimacy, but what about practical intimacy? When someone does favors for you or, helps you financially, practical things, but there's also personal intimacy, emotional, empathy, the stuff that I'm not getting from my husband. And I told him, you're great at those other two. We could totally work out a great relationship, but I need this. I know this is what I need, and I know this is what you don't meet my needs here. I don't feel safe around you. I still need my freedom. I still need these things, and I can't move in with you if you don't understand this. And it's nothing against you, but you do realize I'm trying to communicate this to you so we can learn together. I said, what are your faith? What is your principles? What do you value in life, so that when you are backed into a corner and you're feeling threatened, what do you lean on? Do you go straight to your insecurities and your jealous moments and all the times people have screwed you over? Or do you rely on maybe a Bible verse or a quote that you read or some music that inspired you? What brings you out of your moment? And he's just completely clueless. He doesn't understand what I'm trying to get at, is because I want to believe in his heart, but at the same time, when he's not interested, I get discouraged, and I feel like I'm trying to control it, obviously, trying to manage his issues, and all I can do is manage my own, turn it over to God, and just ask God for direction on what to do. And what I really recognize is the only reason why I'm even doing all this dance with him is because I don't want to be at my mom's house, and I've got less than a month to move into her place, and I really don't want to. I like the relationship I have with my mom. It's very healthy with my boundaries and whatnot. But she's going to go to bed at 3 a.m, and I got to get up at 6 every morning. So one of us is going to be dancing on eggshells to keep from waking the other, or we're both going to do it. It's just going to be a big mess, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'd rather live alone. But anyway, so I'm kind of just freaking out, and I think because I'm freaking out about this mom thing, I'm looking for ways to get back in and control the situation with my husband. But I have to keep remembering that I cannot control that. And I want to be with my kids, and I want to see them every day, but I can't feel safe there. I'm not emotionally safe there. And so I have to choose me, and that's just why I'm here, just to remember that I have to choose me. All right, thank you. With that, I'll pass.
Thank you.